Okay, cool. All right, hi guys. We're going to be talking about UFC 308 today. The main card, Max Holloway is going to be fighting Elliot Poirier. So we're going to start with the main fights. How are you doing, Anthony?
Hey man, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going all right. It's going all right. I'm actually in the gym. Actually, I was working
Oh,
out, and I was like, let's
where you
record a
at?
video.
I was wondering why you decided to record in front of the Amazon lockers.
Yeah, it's just lockers behind me.
This is your gym that is basically a UFC gym.
Yeah, it looks like I've converted it into a UFC gym now. Okay, so let's start with the fights. Let's start from the bottom of the main card. So the first fight on the main card is Kiara Bullet is fighting, and the guy that he's fighting, I haven't seen him enough, but he's got 3 losses on his record. So I mean, I can't really break it down, but I've seen Shara Bullet, and he's undefeated. I know his record is pretty cool, and one of the best strikers. So
Yeah, obviously the other guy's got to try and wrestle, and I don't really know much about the other guy, but that's obviously how he's going to win. But
yeah,
it should be exciting. We'll see what
yeah,
happens.
I
He's
think
got to
that might
get
be
he's got
exactly. I
to
think
get.
that might be the only way for him to like wrestle or do something because in striking, we know Shara is like one of the best. They're already thinking of like the dream matchups for him, like Israel Adesanya or somebody else. They're already thinking about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I will pick Shara Bullet for this one.
But his the other guy's key to winning is to which eye is he missing? The right one. He's got to get on his right side and then go for the takedown.
Yeah, do something. Maybe do an eye poke on the other eye as well.
Oh, bro! Imagine that's like legit. If John Jones was fighting that guy, it would just be like game plan.
Exactly. If John Jones is fighting that guy. Do you remember the fight of Weidman actually? He's not known for doing eye pokes, but in one of the fights, he threw like eye
That
poke
was
combination. He did
crazy.
like
The
a
like
1-2 eye
eye
poke.
for combination. Doof doof doof.
Yeah, and he finished the guy. It was done after that.
I know. The guy just like
Like
fell down. He just like
yeah,
hammer fisted him.
and the ref gave him a TKO.
There's like it was like, those like videos, those self defense videos where the old ladies like, ha, ha. There's like that.
Yeah. That shit. Steven Seagal sort of shit.
Yeah, he would have been proud.
All right, let's move on to the next one. So the one after that is Dan Ige is fighting Leron Murphy.
Yeah, I didn't know this Leon Murphy guy, but I heard his accent. I was like, oh, who's this guy? Was he Birmingham? He's from Birmingham, right?
Yeah, I think so. Think so. But his striking is so cool, man. I was watching him against Edson Barboza last night, and Edson is one of the best strikers. He's got one of the best kicks, and Leron was like just hitting him up
Against who?
with the jab.
Oh, Barboza.
Yeah. Murphy versus Edson Barboza. I think that was like 8 months ago,
Okay.
and Leron was just like destroying him. So I think I got him in this fight. He's young as well, so he's a young blood. He's hungry. He's undefeated. We have a lot of undefeated fighters on the card, by the way, like 5 undefeated fighters. Laren's one of them. So I'm going with Laren. I think he's got nice kicks as well. Dan Ige is more like a boxer, heavy-handed boxer. He can always catch him, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it because I think Laren's output is really high as well. So it's not going to give him the chance. Actually, it's going to keep the pressure on, just press him against the cage, and then finish him later, I believe.
Fair enough.
Go for the next one. Okay, so last card, we only got one prediction wrong. This card, I hope we get all the predictions right,
I
but I
don't
think we're
think
going to disagree.
we didn't get it wrong. The guy,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
his shoulder came out or something.
Shoulder came out. Yeah. It was just unlucky. Yeah, it's
I
one
don't,
of
I
those
don't,
things.
count, I don't count that.
Same. I wouldn't count it either. Yeah. He was winning the first round. He was winning on points, and then sort
Exactly.
of helped out. Okay, so the next one is Megamed Ankalaev versus Rakic, and this is a title eliminator fight, I believe, because the winner of this fight should get to fight Alex Pereira.
Mm, they're both good, man. But Ankalaev is like next level, right? So that's what I'm betting on. Getting the
Yeah, I'm gonna bet on Ankalaev as well, but I don't know how Ankalaev is gonna show up in this fight. The thing is because the whole throughout the whole time Alex Pereira was gonna fight what's his name? His last fight. Uh, Khalil Roundtree, right? Throughout the
Mm.
whole build up, they were interviewing Ankalaev as well, and Ankalaev was just saying that he was going to stand up with Alex Pereira, and it's like he's a better striker than Alex Pereira. So I'm thinking in this fight, basically he should wrestle with Rakic, but if he's trying to make a point and just stand up with him so he can go against Alex Pereira and sell a fight, that would be a stand up fight. And the only reason Dana probably wouldn't put a fight of Magomed Ankalaev against Alex Pereira is because it's probably not going to be an entertaining fight. What if Ankalaev just takes him down and like stay on
Yeah.
top? He wants like a good matchup, striking matchup.
Well,
So maybe he will try
I
to prove
mean,
a point.
what was Roundtree like seeded before he fought Alex Pereira?
So
He was,
Roundtree is like in terms of style, like his way in the rankings.
yeah, what was he
He was
ranked?
number 8. He was number 8.
Yeah, so like Ankalaev was already above him, but they gave him Roundtree. So
Yeah,
obviously they're protecting him from like that's what they're saying. They're protecting Alex from a good wrestler because obviously you know that he could just get wrestled.
yeah. I mean, Ankalaev has been pretty unlucky. The fight that he had against Jan Blachowicz, I thought he actually won the fight. That was a pretty close fight. They gave it 3-2 to Blachowicz. But in the last 2 rounds, Ankalaev was actually taking him down. The only reason they gave the fight to Blachowicz was eating him with the leg kicks. And
Mm.
Ankalaev was hard for him to walk. But even that was a close fight. And after that, he had to take it off. But then he was demanding the fight after that. But Dana was saying that you have to have one more fight to actually be able to win to get to the title shot. And Roundtree, because he's got such a destructive style, such an entertaining style where he's not shooting for the takedowns. He's just throwing hands and kicks. I think that favored him.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to go with him. Magomed Ankalaev, I think it's going to be a bit too much for Rakic.
Yeah, it's like top level. But Rakic's good as well. He's very good.
He's good.
But
He's very good at. Yeah, that is true. He was piecing up Jiri actually. If you watch the fight, he was piecing up Jiri. The only reason he lost the fight is because he probably doesn't have the same chin as Jiri, and Jiri can just take any shots. He can just walk you down.
mm,
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in that fight. Okay, now we're moving to real business. Robert Whittaker versus Hamza Shemaev.
who do you think?
Look, that's a hard one. I've thought about this fight many, many times.
Actually hard on.
It's a hard one. You
Yeah.
know what? I'm gonna go for Hamza Shemaev. I think he finished it on.
Yeah. Nah, I was so sure that Hamzat before, but now I'm like, I think Hamzat. But his he tends to like dwindle in the later rounds. And Whitaker's not going to do that. Whitaker's got insane takedown defense, and he'll just be getting back up. And he's just like slick in and out. He's so good at getting in range, landing, getting out. So with Hamzat tends to just like in the middle of the exchange, will just suddenly like duck and go for that double, but Whitaker will
Yeah,
be out of there, and then he'll have to be Hamzat's going to have to be like shooting double legs from like out of range, and like Whitaker, man, that's a tough one. If I wouldn't bet money on that fight to be honest, but I guess I'll keep with Hamzat, but that's a tough one.
I do get what you're saying. Like, it does make sense actually because Whitaker is so fast, of like blitzing in, coming in, then going out. It's hard to shoot for the takedowns against him. We're
Yeah.
not seeing anyone doing this. I mean, Yoram tried it, but he couldn't take him down. He took him down like a couple of times actually, but Whitaker was getting back up. His takedown defense is so good as well at the same time.
He'll jump back up. He'll for sure jump
He
back
won't
up.
jump back up. That is, I think, the only reason why I'm favoring Hamza in this match. And I think he's a different wrestler from Yoram Romero is because Hamza is more like an MMA wrestler. So if you see guys like, let's say like Yoram Romero, right?
Yeah.
Yoram Romero was so good at like taking people down in freestyle wrestling. He was like a high level Olympic gold medalist. But when he started doing MMA, I think he fell in love with his hands and his knees. He was throwing a lot of strikes. He was getting knockouts. So he wasn't using his wrestling effectively,
Yeah.
right? And second thing, he doesn't have like a submission game. So we haven't seen Yoram Romero submitting anyone in UFC. That never happened. So what he was getting is he was trying to get the top control, and then because he wouldn't go for the submissions, he was trying to do ground and pound. He would lose the control after that, and then it gives the other fighter the chance to actually get up. With Hamzat, we've seen he's so good against the cage, which is like which is different from freestyle wrestling. He's so good against the cage. Plus, he can submit people. We watched like his grappling videos against Luke Rockhold, and he's a legit black belt. And we saw how Hamzat actually submitted him easily. And Luke Rockhold has been fighting at 185 for like a long, long time. More experienced grappler as well. So Hamzat's got a combination of like wrestling and jiu-jitsu mixed with it.
Yeah, he's got that slick kind of Dagestani, like they're like snakes. So yeah, that's a good point. I guess we're going to Hamzat then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Hamzat. You're gonna go with Hamzat as well, right?
Yeah.
Let's go with. Yeah, I mean, also I think Hamzat's takedown, the way he shoots for the takedown, is just so fast. Like we don't even know, he might just shoot in the first 30 seconds or something. Like remember against Kevin Holland, just went for the legs. So
he does cover an insane amount of distance with his takedowns.
He does actually.
But he's going to have to do that against Whittaker because he's not going to catch him in range.
The only thing is, I think he's going to have to finish him. I don't think Hamzat wins on points. I think he has to, because it's a 5-rounder.
That's a good point. Because Hamzat's definitely going Whittaker's definitely going to get a few slick, like blitz crosses that are going to do a lot of damage. And just on those, if it goes to points, that's going to win him the fight. And he's going to be getting all the leg kicks and blah, blah, blah. So he's definitely he's got to be ahead on points because they're not going to really score the... He's not... Hamzat's not just going to get Whittaker on the ground and just be landing ground and pounds.
It's not going to be that easy. Nope.
So on points, Whittaker should be ahead. And like... He's not going to be easy to finish, so it's a tough one.
Yeah, I think I don't think the fight will actually go to 5 rounds. We wouldn't get to see 5 rounds. I don't believe so, because I think if it goes past 3 rounds, I think Whittaker has a chance to actually potentially finish Hamzat as well, because we have
his advantage in the later rounds when they get sweaty, when Hamzat starts to drain a bit. It's definitely like when he gets a bit less like tight and like, you know, in control, then, you know, his hands start to drop and he lands the like 1-2 head kick.
Yeah, he does that. That's a good combination. Yeah, so I think so, because we've seen Hamzat getting tired after 2nd round. So against Gilbert Burns, he got tired. Against Usman, he was tired in the 3rd round as well. So the same kind of thing happens. He was struggling with those guys, with striking specifically. With the wrestling, he might still be able to do something. But against Whittaker, if he's struggling like that, if he's getting hit, Whittaker is a much better striker than both Usman and Gilbert Burns. They don't even throw high kicks. Like Whittaker is probably the only guy that Hamzat has fought that will throw high kicks.
Like I can see Whittaker throwing leg kicks the whole fight, and then later on in the rounds, when Hamzat starts to like drop his hands and get a bit more erratic, landing the 1-2 head kick.
Yeah.
And just
I think so.
And those like blitzing crosses throughout the whole fight. I feel like I'm selling myself on Whittaker the more I talk about it.
I think I'm picking Hamzat to actually win in round 3. Win in round 2 or round 3. I think we'll be able to finish it. But I can also see, so I'm like 60-40 on this. 60% that Hamzat will actually take it. If it goes past 3 rounds, I can also see Whittaker finishing Hamzat. But the reason I'm picking Hamzat is that I know Whittaker is going to be able to get some good blitz, even in probably the 1st round and the 2nd round. And he had a nice one against Ikram Aliskerov where he got him with like 1-2 and then threw a head kick and a beautiful uppercut. But we have seen Ikram getting knocked out with the same sort of uppercut. He doesn't have the same chin as Hamzat. Hamzat, there's a reason Hamzat has been undefeated. He's been hit clean by guys who hit hard, like Gilbert Burns. Caught him a couple of times.
To be fair, he started brawling with Gilbert and like...
He was brawling with him, shots. And he was fighting pretty stupid as well. I'm sure this guy's matured, and he's not gonna come just like stupidly, just wasting all his energy, just going for the brawl. Like I think he's gonna be a bit smarter than this, and I think he actually has like a strong chin. I think he can take like a couple of shots. And we know Whittaker has been getting a bit chinny. If you look at his last few fights as against Duplessis, got dropped with a jab. Against Israel Adesanya, he was coming in. We know that's like his plus point, blitzing in. But it can also be a danger for him when he's coming in with that speed, and if somebody counters him with like a straight or a hook, that
Hamza's not going to counter him.
you don't think I'm telling you that?
Hamza's not
He's not
counter.
known for He's not known for being a counter fighter. He does have power in his hands. I'll give him that. But he's not known for being a counter striker, so maybe not.
Yeah.
All right, so go with Hamzat.
We're going with Hamza.
Going with Hamzat. Okay, next one. Max versus Ilya.
Next one. So we have a bet on this, right?
We have a bet on this one. We talked about this.
I'm betting on Ilya.
Okay, I'm gonna bet on Max. Let's do it.
We got £100 bet. I'm Ilya. You're Max. Man, I saw Volkanovski's video saying that he thinks that Holloway is going to win it.
I saw it.
I mean, he can't get much more of a perspective than his perspective, but I think that he's saying that because he wants to think that the guy that he beat 3 times could beat this guy.
Exactly.
He thinks
I know. I don't know.
I cannot see any way that Max beats Ilya. I think that Ilya is gonna be the champ for the next few years. He's gonna have like a crazy run. He's gonna be unbeatable. I don't see anything. His like boxing is so tight. And, you know, when he's doing those like paddle floaty like drills.
Yeah.
He's so quick with it. He really looks like a legit professional boxer with it, and he's doing that. And as you're trying to deal with this, he's pushing you towards the cage. And he started off as a grappler. He's like his grappling is like next level. So
high level black belt.
And he's like throwing calf kicks. He doesn't do like crazy kicks, but throughout this, whilst he's doing this, he's throwing his calf kicks as well. He's beating you down with that. The only thing that I think could beat Ilya is landing like a small chance high kick, because you know he's a boxer. So like we've all sparred boxers, and like you know it's quite easy to slip a head kick in, but even if Max isn't like that head kick guy, and even in general, if somebody manages to beat him through that, I think he's getting a rematch and he's going to beat them next time. And like, yeah, the only weapon I see Max having against him is that like spinning back kick that he was landing on Gaethje.
I can see a spinning kick landing on the face of Ilya because he does kind of go down a little bit when he's trying to close the distance.
Such a perfect thing when they like roll under to their left side or to their right side, and you throw that spinning back kick.
Yeah.
When you see it, when you know they're going to roll, so it's perfect, isn't it? Because you kind of fake the left hook, and then you go into that spinning back, and then they're going to roll under that left hook, and their face is right there. It's a good weapon, and like, but I mean, yeah. When it landed on Gaethje, it broke his nose, didn't it? So
that was perfect.
Good weapon. It's a good weapon, but like, and I mean, I'm sure Eddie is going to be very aware of that, and he keeps that hand there anyway. To be honest, he doesn't even need to roll those left hooks because he does
cover it properly. He does, yeah.
He keeps this hand here, and on the right side, he tends to shoulder roll. So he doesn't really need to roll that way. So okay. I don't see any way unless Max lands that spinning back kick and does some big damage on it.
I can see ways for Max to actually win this fight. There are other ways as well. You know, Max Holloway has got probably the most insane output when it comes to just throwing punches and the kicks, the combinations. Once he figures you out, they're not accurate. They are accurate. His punches are pretty accurate.
They're accurate, but they're not gonna. Ilya has no like opens Like we've all sparred that guy who's just throwing punches at you, and you're literally just like standing here, and they're just hitting your arms and stuff. That's what Ilya's gonna do. He's so tight with it. Like you see with those pool noodles, he's
He's probably going to
Max.
counter him with the body hooks too. He's going to do some of that stuff. But I think Max is going to have a reach advantage on him. Max is like pretty tall. He's like 5'11",
That's
6.
advantage, yeah. I think.
Yeah. And then you have like the reason why Max has only lost 3 fights in the UFC. Maybe no, he's lost a couple more. He's lost against Dustin Poirier as well, but that was like a while ago. And he has to move to like a higher weight class and stuff, right? But normally Max doesn't lose fights. We haven't seen him losing against like he's beat Jose Aldo, Anthony Pettis, a lot of good strikers. The reason I think Max is losing to Volkanovski was Volkanovski kept on attacking his leg. He's a very good leg kicker. We haven't seen Ilya doing any of those sort of things.
He throws a
So,
lot of kicks.
I mean, he doesn't throw that many leg kicks though. Like, have you?
He
Like,
throws his calf kicks. He just,
yeah.
his striking is just boxing and calf kicks. That's his striking.
Okay, let's see if we can do the same thing that Volkanovski was applying against Max Holloway. But even the second fight against Volkanovski, I thought actually Max won the fight. So I think Max is gonna surprise everybody. Max is gonna put it on Ilya. He's gonna keep the pressure on, and Ilya is gonna have so much stuff coming at him. Ilya, if you're talking about like a clean striker, Ilya is definitely a much better boxer. I would say is probably one of the best boxers in UFC. Very clean. The way he's going for the counters, the way he like protects himself. But I think Max just has more sort of variety. He throws a lot of spinning kicks, and in striking, I would say and then he's started doing elbows as well. Like the fight that he had against Calvin Cater, he was throwing a lot of different elbows. I was like, that's something new in his arsenal. I really like that. The only thing I see is where I see Ilya actually catching Max is probably grappling. I don't know if he can close the distance quickly, take him down, and then we haven't seen Max actually getting tested in terms of grappling in UFC for like a long, long time. So I don't know.
Did you? I mean, you heard what Ilya's saying. He's like, "Come do this at the
Oh yeah,
beginning of the fight, and we'll stand there." Because when you see what he did with Justin Gaethje in slow motion, Max is literally just like, "Oh, oh." And Ilya is just so clean with it. He's literally just going to be like, "Bang."
yeah.
If that happens, you can do that. But realistically, what's going to happen is Max is going to run away for the whole fight, and Ilya's just going to push him against the cage and then finish him.
Okay. Do you think Ilya is gonna finish him? That's you think?
Yeah.
I mean, the bet is just on the victory, so it doesn't even matter if Ilya wins on points. You're still getting that 100. If Max wins on points or a knockout, I'm still getting 100. But you think he will finish him? That's your personal opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Max has like a better chance to win on points just because he throws
Yeah.
that insane. But
I
I think
think I can see Ilya getting surprised because anytime he gets anyone with a beautiful he's got like a 3-punch combination. What does he throw? He goes for like a. So he throws like a straight left. Yeah.
He goes like kind of jab to get in range, and then he'll kind of do like a slip, and then he'll go like hit them in the body, get them to
Hit them in the
color,
body,
throws that
and
crazy.
then he goes to the head. That's his finishing move against most of the fighters, and it works. And he tries to do it. He's got different ways to get that right.
Did you see that? Did you see his finish of that? I don't know which fight it is, but when he lands that, and the guy just like goes like flying with his overhand. The guy's back against the cage. I can't remember who it was, but he does that body shot overhand, and the guy just crumples and goes flying. It's insane. It's like you hit him with a train.
He does have like good power. He was fighting like, bro, what was the name of the featherweight that was knocking everybody out? And he was like putting everybody to sleep. But he was only like he was heavy handed.
The bold guy.
Bold guy, yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. People actually thought he was gonna beat Ilya, but Ilya just destroyed him. He didn't have the chance to do anything. And then the same thing against Volkanovski, where we were like, Volkanovski was actually doing pretty good in the fight, not gonna lie. I thought he actually was winning the fight until he got knocked out. But then Ilya is so calm. The thing is, you could be outpointing him, but he knows that he's going to have the chance in the fight, in the second round or the third round, to actually get the combination. And once he gets it in, he will go to sleep. But in this case, I think he's going to land it on Max. I do think he's going to land it on Max. I just don't think Max is going to get knocked out. I think I trust his chin down. I don't think when have we seen Max getting knocked out? The only
Look at the highlights of Ilya's knockouts. Pretty much every fight has been that same knockout of just that body shot and boom. And look at it in slow motion and think about, can he like withstand that? Nobody can
okay, we're
withstand.
talking about the best chin in the UFC, pound for pound, best chin. This guy has his chin tested against Dustin Poirier at 155, didn't get knocked out. Had his chin tested against Justin Gaethje, who's like the hardest hitter of 155, didn't get knocked out. He got dropped one time. Even that wasn't like an official knockdown, but I think it was a legit knockdown, but not a knockout. And he came back and he put it on him again. So I just don't think. And the thing about pressuring Max, right? I don't think Ilya is going to be able to do it. I think Ilya is a very hard hitter. I think he's going to land some nice shots, but I think he's going to get surprised. The look, you're going to see the look on his face when he lands that combination, and Max is like, "What?" And Ilya is going to be, "Oh, fuck, he's not going down."
Wolf. That's what Max is. That's what Max is. Like, we'll find out on 26. We'll find out
Oh yeah,
26.
yeah. I wish that.
You're gonna find out.
See you on 26, brother. I mean, I like Ilya's trash talk. Ilya's trash talk is actually very funny. He was
so
actually coming with good points. I think he
He is.
beat him in the trash talk definitely because Max only had like 1 point. Not points, like,
He seems kind of like chill, Max, but he's kind of out of it a little bit. I think it's just the weight cut.
yeah,
He's like, because he's
yeah.
going back to featherweight. He's like,
He doesn't want to talk.
36. Ilya's just like he's drinking like a liter of wine. He's like, yeah, man, like, you know, I'm the best, man. I'm gonna win.
Yeah. No, it's low-key very funny.
He's so confident, man. He's so confident.
He's very confident. He's very confident, honestly. I like when Dana White actually in the press conference put water in front of dehydrated Ilya. That's surfacing on Instagram and on TikTok. He had the water in front of him. He had his eyes on the water. It's like Dana White is just like punishing him. Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, let's see what happens then.
Let's see on October.
Where you gonna be watching the fights?
I don't know. What time is the main card gonna start?
The main card is so the prelims are starting at 7 o'clock, I believe. The main card probably start at like 9:30. And you know where I'm watching the fights? Box Park. I already bought the tickets. Yeah, it's cheap, man. It's only like £7 something, and it's gonna be fun.
I'll see. I'm gonna be in the club watching it on my phone.
Wait, if you're working close to, I don't know what time you're starting, but if you're working close to like Box Park, maybe you can pop in for a while. Watch like a couple of fights.
I'm in Central.
Okay, you're gonna be in Central.
My idea is I'm in the club. I'm on like a table in the club, and I have my phone, and I'm watching it. I'm like,
definitely have to watch it. Yeah, definitely have to watch it. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll definitely talk after the fight, and maybe during the fight as well. Yeah, man. Have a good one.
See you later.
Bye.